What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back again with a new video. Today, it is time that we discuss the most critical congressional races to watch on election night this November. That is right, folks. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 10 most important congressional races to watch this fall. Now, when I say important, it's multiple factors I would say would count as important. For example, is this district a competitive seat? Is this a district a bellwether? Is this district have unique demographics? For example, is it fairly Hispanic? Is it fairly Asian? And is it a parameter of how the night's going for the Republicans? That's what I considered when I made this list. Now, obviously, you could make the argument for a couple other seats, being 1, being 2, whatever. But these are the top 10 in kind of an order from least important to most important. That's really going to show us throughout the night how the election is really going for the Republicans. Now, before I forget, of course, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow that Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel. That is right, folks. For just 10 cents a day, you can join Real American Politics. Only 10 cents a day. Such a good deal, and I recommend you join today as to help support that daily content. We all love the daily content. So I recommend you join today. All right, folks, let's get into it. So I have a list here of the top 10 most important congressional races, and we're going to start in number 10. All right, again, this is going from, I guess you could say, least important to most critical, I guess you could say. So number 10, we're actually going to the state of Rhode Island. I think you guys can guess which race this is. Rhode Island 2nd. Now, this is a unique district, as in the Northeast, it's probably the closest thing you got to a competitive congressional race outside of the states of Massachusetts, Vermont, and Rhode Island. Connecticut, there's a couple, but this is, in my opinion, a critical race for the simple fact it's going to really show us how working class voters in the Northeast are trending. Again, Rhode Island 2nd's a weird district that, yes, there is a big bachelor's degree population, but at the same time, there is a sizable working class base here. And these are voters that have been trending a bit Republican over the past couple of years. And this is going to be a really good indicator to see how Republicans are doing in the Northeast. This is a very early election. I think it's poll close at like 8 p.m. Eastern. I could be wrong. But this is going to be an early telltale sign how Republicans truly doing. Because if Fun wins this race, right, like I think he will, that's going to be a good indicator for both nationally and in the region of the Northeast, because there's a couple critical governorships up there. And this is a district that has some fairly interesting demographics when you want to look at the Northeast. So number 10 is the great district of Rhode Island 2nd. Now, number 9, we're going to Colorado. And this is going to be a kind of a self-explanatory one, District 8. Again, I don't think I got to say much. This is the district that's trending a bit Republican, right? I don't know how they do this. They made a competitive Colorado seat that's trending Republican. And it has a fairly large non-white population, but a lot of these non-white voters are fairly working class. This is a Biden plus 4.5 seat, and it is kind of a burb of Denver. Now, this will be a critical race because we're going to see how these Republican trending working class seats are going to go. And this is a good indicator because it also has a bit of the Denver burbs in it. So if Republicans do good here, you could probably guess nationally they're going to do good everywhere. And a lot of these Republican trending suburban type seats. Again, not all the suburban seats are trending Republican, obviously, but this is a good race to see how are Republicans doing. So number 9, Colorado 8th. Now number 6 is in the state of Arizona. I gotta go with District 6. District 2, that's kind of a foregone conclusion that Republicans are, well, gonna win that race. But the reason I say that District 6 is a bit more critical is while it doesn't have the largest non-white population, the non-white population is a bit more educated than the national average. And this is a seat that we're going to see, okay, are Republicans doing good with all minority voters or just some of them? And if Republicans do really good in this seat, like, again, I think they will, this is an indicator that the minority trends isn't just, people without a college degree. It's including those that have more advanced professional degrees. And that's why I think it is a bit more of a critical seat, because it does give us an indication Republicans are doing good with all minority voters, right? Not just a select few subgroups. It's basically all of them. So this is a good district to really see that fully. So number 6, or I should say number 8, is District 6 in Arizona. Now, number 7, this is in the state of Kansas. Do I gotta say much? District 3. Look at that second number. Adults with bachelor's degree. 50% of this district has a college degree. You could probably guess why I think this is a critical seat. It's a suburban district of Kansas City. And, well, it's your traditional suburb. Very college educated. If Republicans flip this seat, if they do good here, this, in my opinion, is a good indicator for nationally. Republicans are picking up a lot of these suburban voters they've lost with the Trump era. And if they do good here, yeah, some of these races that, are claimed to be competitive, yeah, no. This is a seat that's really going to tell us, okay, if Republicans are winning in District 3, what's going to happen in, a lot of these suburban Michigan district we'll get to in a second. But you get the point that District 3, in my opinion, is fairly critical, voted for Biden, and it has signs of trending Democrat. But if Republicans win it, well, there may be some hope here. So number 6, or I should say number 7, is Kansas 3rd. So number 6, finally they got the number 6 correctly, is in Michigan. There will be a second Michigan district, but we're going to District 7. Now, the reason I say this is a bit more of a critical seat is simple. It is more white than District 8, but at the same time, it's a bit more college educated. So again, it's not as working class as District 8, but District 8, I think everybody can kind of agree, the working class base, they're going to vote Republican. Now, this is a seat that there is a sizable white working class base, but there, of course, is that sizable white professional class. And we're going to really see in a district like District 7, are Republicans doing better in these more suburban, districts? I want to call District 7 a suburban part, but how are they doing with these college-educated voters? Again, that's a chunk of the population in District 7, more so than District 8. You could make the argument for District 8 because it is a bit more of a Biden-friendly white working class seat, but I think overall District 7 is a bit more critical in the national scheme of things. So number 6 is Michigan 7th. Now number 5, we're going to the state of Nevada. And you could make the argument for all 3 of these districts, alright? But I think we're just going to settle with District 4. Why? Look at the non-white population. Look at the adults with bachelor's degree. This is an extremely working class Hispanic seat. This is a seat that you're going to really see, are Republicans truly doing better with Hispanics nationally or just in southern Texas? And in my opinion, this will be a good indicator because the Republicans win a Biden plus 8 seat that's 60% non-white, most of that being Hispanics, and it's a 19%, non-working class district. That is a great sign that Republicans, they're going to win a lot of these minority voters over, not just some in southern Texas without a college degree. They're doing better with all sorts of minorities across the board, mostly Hispanics, obviously, but include Asian voters. So yeah, you could make the argument District 1, District 3, etc. But I think overall, with this being the biggest non-white population, non-white working class population in the state of Nevada, I think it's a bit more important to see how it goes. So number 5 is Nevada 4th, but you could make the argument for the other 2 seats. So number 4 is in the great state of Virginia, Virginia 7th. Now again, this is one of those seats that it did get a bit more Asian, all right? It got, I think most of these voters are Asian voters. I think this is where most of the Asian population is in the state of of Virginia, you could see that it went from 33% non-white to 43% non-white, but also got a bit more working class. Now, the reason I say this is an important district as well, it's a fairly non-white seat that's mostly Asian voters, right? Most of the non-white voters are Asian, I believe. That is where the Asian vote is in Virginia, but it also could have some black voters as well. There's a few Hispanic precincts up here, but the critical thing is, it's not your traditional working class, Hispanic seat. It's a non-white seat, sure, but it's not as working class as, Southern Texas. And again, I want to see a lot of these seats and see how are Republicans doing with non-whites with a college degree. If they're doing good with those voters, they're going to do 10 times better with working class voters. So that's why I think this is a critical seat. Plus, if Republicans win this seat, they're going to win Virginia 2nd, and there may be a shot in Virginia 10th. If Virginia 7th flips, I think it will, there's a serious shot in District 10 for Republicans to win. But we just got to see, and again, you could make the argument for Virginia 2nd, but I think with this being a bit more non-white, a bit more of a more or less, or I should say less than working class base, I think this is a good indicator, plus it is closer to the northern suburbs. So I think it is a good parameter, I guess, for the state of Virginia, but in other districts like this nationally. So number 3, or I should say number 4, is Virginia 7th. Number 3, we're going to Minnesota 2nd. Now, this is a weird seat, all right, as it's 20% non-white, all right? That means it's not that non-white, or it's pretty white compared to other seats. But look how many adults with bachelor's degree live in this seat. 40.5%. This is a Biden plus 7.5 seat. You could probably guess where I'm going with this. This seat is critical because it is a heavy white, non-working class base. There is a working class, base in this seat, but it isn't that big compared to, whites that are professional degrees. That's why I think this is an important seat. If Republicans end up winning the seat, and again, it could happen, especially with the Weed Party being on the ballot. Hey, some of these seats that we originally thought were gone, there's a shot Republicans pick up a few on election night. If they're winning Minnesota 2nd, there's a couple other seats you can make the argument they're going to win because this is a fairly white, educated district. And if Republicans win here, and again, there's a serious shot of it, that could correlate well nationally with similar districts that have been trending a bit Democrat. So number 3 is Minnesota 2nd. Number 2, we're going to the great state of Texas, and you can guess where the district is. You can make the argument for any 3 of these, but my opinion is District 28 is the most important of these 3, and I consider this the second most important district nationally. You have an incumbent Democrat who has won based off of being a conservative Democrat. Now he's running as a, true progressive Democrat and all that crap. And this is a seat that, once again, fairly Hispanic working class seat. Trending heavy Republican. Now you could say District 34, yeah, but District 28 has a long time incumbent in this seat who won based on being a moderate. Now he switched to being a progressive. Kind of. And if he loses a Biden plus 7 seat, Cuellar, if he loses a Biden plus 7 seat, that's bad news for incumbents nationally. If he's losing this race, all right, in a Biden plus 7 seat, a seat he's held for years now, if he loses here, okay, incumbents, you're not going to be safe. Just because you have an I right next to your name for being an incumbent doesn't mean you're safe. And again, this is going to show us the continued trends of Southern Texas, the Rio Grande Valley. Again, if Biden plus 7 seat flips, 100% a Trump plus 3 seat flips, or I should say, flips, and a Biden plus 15 seat within the realm of possibility because it is actually a bit more of a Hispanic working class seat than District 28. So again, you could make the argument for all 3 of them, but I think District 28 is more critical in the grander scheme of things. So what's number one? Well, we got to go back to Michigan. This is the most important congressional race of the night. Michigan 3rd. Look, you can make the argument for Texas 28th, for Minnesota 2nd, whatever. But my opinion is this. This is the most important seat for one reason. I guess you could say multiple reasons, but the biggest reason being trends. Remember what happened in 2020. This area trended significantly towards Biden. And this is the Grand Rapids area. So you know it's a bit more of a white professional class part of the state. All right? It used to be Republican. It's trending a bit Democrat. But Republicans nominated somebody that's fairly pro-Trump, all right? And the loser right has been saying only Peter Meyer could have won this race. Look, this is a Biden plus 8.5 seat. If Gibbs, who is running as a Trump Republican, wins in the Grand Rapids seat, this proves multiple things. That one, it doesn't matter that you're pro-Trump. Just be a good candidate. Second of all, trends in 2020 in a place like Grand Rapids appear to be a fluke because this is a more Democrat seat than these other competitive seats. And if Gibbs can win this race, which I 100% believe, a lot of narratives are destroyed about how Trump is not a popular person and all this crap. And that the trends we saw in 2020 in a place like Grand Rapids more or less were a fluke. And that's why I think Michigan 3rd is the most important seat. Plus, with it being the Grand Rapids seat, if Trump wins, or I should say a Trumpist wins here, good luck, Democrats. You're going to lose a lot of seats if this place stays Republican with Gibbs. Good luck. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow that Twitter account down below, and join the channel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.